Truckers X TV on air. We are now live in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Spirit of Justice. In the previous episode, we finally awakened the fourth personality, Owen, who is practically 5 years old, a mere child, even though it's just a personality, but a different personality than the other three because, oh, too late. Oh well. Before we get started, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to hit the like button. Your support is greatly appreciated. Shisho was standing with a knife in his hand. Blood was dripping onto Shisho's face, getting it all red. I couldn't move at all. I was so scared, I passed out. Okay, that's probably the true part right there, because after that, he's probably when he woke up. This is the eyewitness testimony from the moment of the murder. Owen, can you tell us anything else about what you saw? I was so scared. Oh, so scared. Owen! His emotions are spiraling out of control. Something must really frighten him. Are we gonna do that thing again? Is he alright? His emotions are running wild because he's trying to recall something frightening to him. I recommend a therapy session right away. Oh, thank God we're in another episode, because this will take a while. Yes, please do whatever you can to help the poor boy. Will do, Your Honor. I better find the cause of these out-of-control emotions pronto. We're back at it again. Alright, let's see. Oh, crud! Out of whack. It's out of whack. Shisho was standing with a knife in his hand. He was probably making the noodles. Blood was dripping onto Shisho's face, getting it all red. I think that was just a soba, no? I couldn't move at all. I was so scared I passed out. Poor kid. He's absolutely terrified of something. Whatever it is, it might be the root cause of his out-of-control emotions. I better take another careful look at the images. The knife? How did he went from this to that? Yeah, blood was dripping down onto Shisho's face. Blood? I don't remember seeing any blood in the crime scene photos. Besides, the victim was standing upright. How could blood dripping down onto his face? As I expected, all we managed to obtain from this child is a tale he dreamt up. I guess it's a little weird for blood to drip onto the victim's face if he was standing up. Unless it dripped down from the ceiling or something. What do you think, Simon? I don't know. Owen's one confused and upset kid right now, so who knows how accurate his memory is. Maybe it's time for that thing instead. Huh? What thing? That thing that you and your cohorts do? What do you call it? Rotate your thinking about? Oh, you mean turn your thinking around. Yes, whatever. It's the same thing either way. No, it isn't. Who ever heard of rotating your thinking? I mean, rotate is, hey! I don't get it. What? You know what, Simon? In this case, I think rotate just might work perfectly after all. Come again? All I have to do is rotate things by 90 degrees. How? Yeah, I would definitely straight up waste that last strike we have right here, right now. Because when he saw his master, Owen must have been. Okay, so think. If you rotate the master at 90-degree angle, in a way he would have seen his master. Think carefully at 90 degrees. So from 12 o'clock position, from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock, he was found lying down. I don't know where the blood came from though. When he saw his master, Owen must have been He cannot do a handstand. That's a 180 degree right there. Lying on the floor. How would lying on the floor help? He can't. Press flat against a wall. Press flat against the wall. You're standing straight, so the only thing I can think of is lying on the floor. Yeah, he must have lied on the floor then. Owen must have been lying on the floor when he witnessed his master's murder. What? It's simple math right there. The conclusion I arrived at when I rotated my thinking by 90 degrees. Which means that all the visuals in my matrix were off by 90 degrees. And? This means Master Tunienda was also lying on the floor, which solves another mystery. And which mystery is that? The mystery of how blood could have been dripping onto the victim's face. It's become much easier to imagine how that could happen if he was lying down. Like someone bleeding onto Master Tunienda from somewhere up above him. Huh? Not processing. Somebody was sitting up on top of Shisho. 70%. 70%. So trying to recall his master's bloody killer is what spooked Owen originally. The blood that stained the victim's face red came from the person sitting on top of him. The victim was holding a knife, so he likely nickeled his attacker as he was fighting back. This means his assailant was injured on their face somewhere, like the forehead perhaps. Or the nose. Assuming the victim and his attacker were face to face, then yes. I see, so that is what happened. But if I recall correctly, the accused has a fresh bandage on his forehead, does he not? I think it's just him being drunk! And how would so much blood come out of that? That injury of Mr. Wet is conclusive evidence that he committed the murder. Why? Oh shit. Well, charge my DS. Nice. No! Charge. Alright. It seems you have dug yourself into a pit you cannot crawl out of. No! Even though I figured out the reason for Owen's out of control emotions, all I did was raise further suspicion against my own client. What do I do now? What's the matter? You aren't thinking of throwing the towel, are you? But it looks so bad for Bucky. I mean, he had both motive and opportunity. Plus, he has that injury on his forehead. Your Honor, I sense that the fence is finally ready. No. Well, Miss Sykes, I understand that you don't want to give up on your client, but I won't allow you to prolong this trial without a good reason. At least they aren't being harsh. I really don't want to back down, but... Silence! Athena, are you having doubts about Bucky's innocence? I wouldn't say that. It's just... Do you remember what you said to Bucky earlier this morning? Never give up. I'll always believe in you. I don't know. Yep, there you go. Who the heck is honking out in the front? Of course, no matter what, I'll believe you to the very end. That's what they say to their clients in the Wright agency. Were those just empty words? Of course not. It's just that all the cards are stacked against us. Are you still stuck on that line of thinking? Motive, opportunity, and injury to his forehead. Is he yanking her freaking shirt? I mean, jacket or yellow, whatever? Is that all it takes to make you stop believing in your client? Tell me again, who are you to Bucky? I'm his Miss Chickadee lawyer. Then do your duty and believe him until the very end. I will. Simon's absolutely right. I'm Bucky's lawyer, and he's depending on me.
Defense team, please, no fighting in my courtroom.
Yeah, he was grabbing her by her freaking yellow jacket. Defense is ready to resume, Your Honor. Prosecutor Blackwood was just giving me a pep talk, that's all. Thank you, Prosecutor.
I didn't do it for your sake. I did it for the future of Wet Soba.
Yeah, I got it. Defense would like to now continue with Owen's therapy session. We're at 70%.
Owen, would you be alright with that?
Okay. So somebody was sitting up on top of Shisho, bleeding from their head. And smushing something into Shisho's face.
Was it the soba?
That's funny.
What is it?
I still heard discordant in Owen's voice, but I don't sense any inconsistencies between his statements and his emotions. And there don't seem to be any contradictions in his testimony itself either.
So that's it, huh? Did you figure
something out?
Your ability to sense emotion is making you focus too much on his feelings, Athena. But there's actually something he's being very vague about in his testimony. If you can clarify what he's feeling uncertain about with some evidence, you should be able to move forward from there.
Okay, that makes sense. I'll try. I'll just update the mood matrix with the new information and then we'll be ready to go. So I just need to present some evidence on what Owen's been vague about, huh? So we have to present evidence. Finally we can do that because all we can do is just figure out, now we're being penalized. We're being penalized. I was thinking face forward, not back, but okay. Shisho had blood on his face and had a knife in his hand. He was on the floor and somebody was smushing something onto his face. Update. I couldn't move at all. I was scared. I passed out. So now let's see what Owen is feeling uncertain about. It should manifest as something Owen isn't being specific about. It should manifest as something.
What's the matter? Is that too tough for you?
No, I'm thinking I didn't see the freaking emotions. I was too busy looking at it. I think I can guess what Owen's uncertain about. I just don't know which piece of evidence will pull the info I need to surface.
You can't solve this with rigid thought process. Try needing your mind as well.
Needing my mind? It's not soba though, you know.
Looks like you learned a thing or two about making soba at least.
You think I've only been hearing about it? You think? I've only been hearing it all today.
Well, even with that tiny bit of knowledge, you ought to be able to find your answer.
Soba? That's Simon. He figured something out again, hasn't he? And what does the soba making process have to do with Owen is unsure about.
Okay.
Oh, it doesn't even show the motions! What the heck? So we basically have to show proof, but there's no emotions. Great. The only thing I can think of is the photo, but where exactly should we press on about? That's all. I'll get rid of the freaking... Bloody face, he fell to the ground, crime scene photo, crime scene... Present, statement 2, crime scene report.
Objection!
Okay, we were on the right idea, but we just didn't know where to press on. Let's put a name to the thing Owen's uncertain of, shall we? By identifying the murder weapon that was used to suffocate the victim. Fortunately for us, I spied the murder weapon right here in this crime scene photo. Unfortunately for you, I spied nothing of the sort. And the police did not spy anything of the sort during their investigations either. Pray tell, where is the murder weapon you see? You don't see it because it no longer looks the way it did when it used in the weapon.
The ball? This is the ball. Point soba noodles. Wait. You don't see it because it no longer looks the way it did when it was used as a weapon. Whether it's the ball or the noodles, we're gonna get rid of that strike one way or another.
Take that!
Get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it. Never mind.
The mystery person that Owen saw pressed soba into the victim's face, thereby suffocating him.
I grow weary of your tasteless jokes. How could anyone commit murder with soft, delicate soba? The noodles could instantly fall apart if they were processed into someone's face. Yes, I agree.
Well, I disagree. There's a way the soba could have been used to suffocate the victim.
What? You'll explain your theory at once, Miss Sykes.
To kill Master Toniendo, the culprit must have smothered him with
uncooked soba noodles, balled up soba noodles, uncut soba dough. Uncooked soba noodles, I think? Uncooked, please tell me it's uncooked. Before the dough became noodles. Oh, great. I don't understand cooking methods at all, so uncooked, uncut. It's option 3.
the culprit must have used the soba before it was cut into noodles. In other words, the murder weapon was the raw soba dough.
What? Pray tell, how? Order! Order in the court! Yes, soba dough could definitely be used to suffocate someone, couldn't it?
Are you alright, prosecution Marty? I was just letting the soul of the victim know that the accused will finally face justice thanks to the foolish lawyer before me. Huh? What are you talking about?
Allow me to summarize your statements. As the accused was killing the victim, he was slashed in the face by the victim's knife. The weapon he used to suffocate the victim with was the dough in the dressing room. He then disposed of the murder weapon by cutting the soba dough into noodles. Why, you smarmy. Afterwards, the accused put the victim's face into the bowl of soba noodles and broth to wash out the blood that had dripped onto the victim's face from his own. And there you have the true sequence of events behind this foul affair.
Now wait just a minute! I never once said that Mr. Webb was the culprit.
Who but the accused knows how to cut dough into noodles, defense? That's a very good point, Prosecutor Sanmari. I heard that cutting soba dough into uniform noodles requires considerable training. But then, what about the dying message? How do you explain that? The defendant wouldn't have known about Uendo's own personality. Perhaps the victim was simply playing with the cards and he had no other meaning. Perhaps he spelled out Owen's name in jest sometime before his murder. That's true. From Owen's testimony, it's clear that Master Tenya cared about the boy. It appears we've arrived at a compelling conclusion. Taken together, all of these points point at a convincing picture of the defendant's guilt.
Owen! Is there anything else you can tell us? It doesn't matter how small of a detail, anything will do. Oh, you're scaring me. Oh, I'm sorry, Owen. Auntie Athena didn't mean to raise her voice. I have to be gentler with him. I can't forget he's only 5 years old and we're still at 70%. No to be scared, okay, sweetie? Just tell us anything you remember. Well, when I woke up,
The person who killed Shisha was standing over me, bleeding from their head. Owen! You saw the killer's face? Oops, I did it again. So, who was it, Owen? Do you remember? Oh, I don't know who it was. I'm picking up some noise. I mean, there's still something to uncover in Owen's testimony.
I don't know what Owen saw, but suffice it to say, we are analyzing the dreams of a child. You wasted enough of our time, defense. Let it go and move on.
No, there's still discord in Owen's heart that needs to be addressed. Therefore, I can't give him here.
Oh, do you think you can continue your testimony for us?
Okay. I'll enter the new info and run an update then.
Okay, back at it again. Oh! We're not being penalized for this! Great! Info update. Okay. I don't see anything strange there. I couldn't move at all. Okay. I was so scared I passed out. And when I woke up, no emotion. Okay. This is what I'm kind of getting at. I do not want to ask just yet to Simon Blackwell, but why was he happy? That's my question.
Got it!
Despite witnessing the culprit's terrible crime firsthand, Owen experienced a positive feeling, one of relief. The person the witness saw was no stranger, rather was the accused. Therefore, it is only natural that he felt some level of relief when he saw a familiar face. Defense end, this man isn't sully your soul no more. Owen, who did you see? That nice smell. I love the smell of that perfume.
What, the 20%? When did that happen? I didn't notice.
It's the smell of... You can do it. Try to remember, Owen. Oh, the smell of...
Uh-oh.
Owen!
It seems Owen is now resting in the infirmary. They certainly have their hands full today down there. Let's continue with the trial. Despite Owen's testimony, it is the opinion of his humble servant of the Holy Mother that the child's words are more insufficient to clear the accused of suspicion.
But what about the scent of perfume Owen mentioned? I believe it's a clue that will lead us to the true culprit.
But there are thousands of perfumes in the world.
It could even be a scent of hair product the accused uses.
He does have one amazing hairstyle, so that's certainly possible. Great. What are you gonna say now, prosecutor?
The witness is a 5-year boy. You cannot tell the difference between conventional perfumes and hair products. I can have gone for a crew cut or something, Bucky.
A crew cut?
What's more, the only person who can cut soba noodles with such precision is the accused and no other. Oh man, how am I supposed to argue with that?
And so, the person Owen saw that seen the crime can only be the accused, Bucky White. Hold it. Who? What? What the? Hey! I never use hair products or anything with a smell. If I wear something like that, that smell get into the soba.
Oh, that's true. He did state that.
Boom! Check it. Right on, brother. Gnarly, bruh. Totally, dude. What? I didn't notice. When was that box there?
Aren't you supposed to be resting in the infirmary?
Whatever. You think I let my soba stink old perfume? Try that chilled soba for yourself and see. I believe we have no choice but to try it. Strictly for examination purposes, of course. Now then, let's dig in, shall we? That was delightful. Well, I'm satisfied that there are no traces of hair products or perfume in Mr. Wet's soba. First sweet bean bones and now savory soba. What a delectable trial this has been.
This texture is different from the soba I had the other day. It reminds me of a dish we have Kudain called Banupun. I don't know what that means. Chilled soba, 680.
What you think, Miss Chickadee? My soba's pretty good, isn't it?
It's delicious. Don't you think so, Simon?
It still pales in comparison to its late father's cuisine. Simon, why you always gotta be so hard on me?
My question is, what gave him the freaking drunkenness?
Oh, here we go again. First, hey, I ain't a lump old plain old witty udon duck. Oh, he's gonna go with this again. Here we go again.
See, like I said before in the previous episode, or this episode, what gives the freaking person a hint that...
Yeah. Good grief, what a defendant.
At least Bucky wasn't the source of the perfume smell. Wait, smelly perfume.
It looks like you remember something.
The phrase smelly perfume reminded me of a certain somebody.
Oh, and who might that be?
There's only one person that comes to mind. The phrase smelly perfume reminded me of this person right here.
Take that!
Get Ito Toniendo. Yeah, she did smell very nice, didn't she?
Just a moment, defense. You would throw a suspicion on Get Ito now because of a scent.
Your Honor, there is no need to go along with these ever-changing claims of the defense. I suppose their claims have been awfully inconsistent.
But Get Ito could have been at the crime scene.
Yes, but...
You'll get to see those balloons of hers if we call her back to the witness stand. Quote unquote.
How vulgar! His Honor is not interested in such things. Hey, Judge! Setting the matter of her balloons aside entirely, I do believe it's appropriate to ask Ito some questions given the circumstances. This has nothing to do with her balloons, of course.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Pakuka!
Like, comment, subscribe, Struggle16, and I'm signing out. Welcome back to another exciting... Yeah, we're holding it up right here.